Toto, we're not in Parker Center anymore. First time in the room, what a facility. My name is Bill Reinhart, as Glenn said. I'm retired from LAPD. And as a young sergeant, one night, coming home from a movie, the phone was ringing. And it was the captain of then what was called Public Affairs Division. He said, Bill, what would you think about working public affairs? And I said, no disrespect, Captain, but not much. I mean, I enjoy my job. I'm a field sergeant out at Wilshire, and I enjoy what I'm doing. He says, well, wait, let me tell you what the job is. And he says, it's technical advising Adam 12. I said, whoa, hold on one second here. We're okay here. Tell me more. So I didn't know it at the time, but we had a full-time sergeant assigned to the show to be on set, to work with the writers and the producers and such to ensure as much as you could authenticity from LAPD, the policies. So I went out and met Jack Webb and Herm Saunders and Tom Williams, and then eventually ended up on the set with Kent and Marty. And they had to buy off on me, so I behaved myself for a little while until they bought off on me, and they approved. And that season ended, and I got transferred, and then was on site at the beginning of the next season. Tom's theme for his little talk was partners, and that's a word that really rings true to, I'm sure, to everyone in law enforcement, because we depend so much on our partners. And you get out there in the dark of night into a lot of situations where your partner is a matter of life or death sometimes. Marty and Kent exemplified the partner concept. They became so close on the show that everything was Marty and Kent, Marty and Kent. It was like it was one word. You know, Marty and Kent, we're ready for you. Marty and Kent, we're gonna wrap. Marty and Kent, we're doing this. And they, in the time of doing the show, I don't think you could be in that role that long and not have LAPD Blue running through your system. I mean, it's just through osmosis, it had to be there. And they were every bit as good as partners as we all think of our best partners or our best partner relationships during our careers. Marty was the real deal. Kind of what you saw is what you got. There was nothing false about Marty. He had great strength. He had a tremendous sense of humor, and he was a very ethical guy. He never played the celebrity role. He loved LAPD, and he loved the policemen that made up the job, the police officers. Jack Webb was a stickler for authenticity. That was kind of at the core of the whole thing, which is why they wanted a police sergeant, an LAPD sergeant assigned out there. Would work with the writers when they were doing the scripts, and a lot of the writers were from the East Coast, so we had to explain to them that we don't call them precincts, we call them stations, and we don't call them collars, we call them arrests, and that sort of thing. And when Tom and the producers had bought off on a script, we would put them together with an LAPD sergeant for a ride-along. So they would go out and ride along and pick up what they could about how things really happen, so that when they sit down and did the second draft of the script and such, they could bring more authenticity to it. And they were a stickler to the point that if Officer Reed was going to be filling out an FI card on someone in a scene, it had to actually be an FI card. They did not want it to be just a piece of paper, even though the cameraman and everybody in the world would say, you can't tell what it is. That would not satisfy Jack Webb. It had to be an FI card. And when you read the Miranda, it had to come off the notebook. You had to have that field officer's notebook there. And I think it was those kinds of things that really brought a little more substance to the show in the sense of people being able to see the realness of it. I got letters, like Marty and Kent did, and one of them was a little bit embarrassing because one of them wanted to know where they could buy the baton holder that was on the door. And I was embarrassed to write them back that it was a piece of radiator hose. Screwed into the door, and that's where you put the baton. Marty and I struck up, as Kent alluded to, Marty and I struck up a personal relationship, and friendship, and again, we got together with our families and such. But Marty and I discovered that we both loved the game cribbage, which absolutely baffled Kent. Every time we'd try and keep score, he would just sadly shake his head and walk away, not understanding it. And in show business, there's a lot of downtime while they're setting up scenes and such, so we would sit and play cribbage during these times, and then we started playing cribbage after we got off work, and sometimes when it was a late call in the morning, we'd play cribbage before we went, have coffee and play cribbage. Stuart, his son, met me this morning out in front here and brought me a little gift, and it was our old cribbage board. And I opened it, and at some point, I guess we ran out of paper because Marty had kept score in the inside of the cover. And it showed I owed him $19.35. I'm sure I paid, but otherwise, Marty,